You know, the thing about me is I don't have enemies in politics. I don't believe there should be enemies in Canadian politics. I got a certain little problem with Stephen Harper, but he's not an enemy. I've got adversaries in Canadian politics, but they're not enemies. And so I can look at Mr. Layton, and I can look at the other political leaders. They're not enemies. They're adversaries. But I have to say, with all the respect in the world for those who vote for the NDP, they are not going to form the next federal government of Canada. They just aren't. And so those voters are going to have to think hard. Do you really want more of the Harper regime? Because if you don't want more of the Harper regime, come on in to the big red tent at the center of Canadian politics. There is so much cynicism about Canadian politics. There's so much disillusionment. The largest bunch of voters out there don't bother to vote at all. We might hold an election one day, nobody show up. It won't be you. You're the good citizens. You're the active citizens. You're the people who had other things you could have done tonight. You came here to listen to the message. Because you're active citizens. You're concerned citizens. We've got to get people up. And we've got to address them with the thing that they need to hear most, which is, what are you doing this for? What do you really care about? You know, people ask me a lot. They say, Michael, why do you want to be Prime Minister of Canada? And over the years that I've been in politics, I've come to understand what that question really means. It really means, who do you want to be Prime Minister for? Who do you want to serve? Bob Dylan said, you got to serve somebody. And we have to speak to the Canadian people and say, we are here to serve you. We're not in this for ourselves. We're not in this for our own interest. We're in this for you. And we have to be real precise about this. Lofty rhetoric doesn't cut it. We've got to identify with great precision who we serve. The banks, the insurance companies, the big companies, we need to create the conditions of prosperity so they can succeed. But they don't need our help. The richest of the rich, they don't need our help. I got nothing against success, but they don't need our help. We've got to ask who it is we serve. And when I think about who it is I serve, I think of a woman I met in Montreal about 6 months ago. And she told me a story about sitting in a hospital corridor, in a hospital in Montreal, for 6 hours, while her mother lay in a hospital gurney, waiting to see a doctor. And the point of this story is the look of disillusion in her face. This is a citizen, this is a sister, who wanted the healthcare system to be there for her mom. And it really wasn't. I'm in politics to make sure that that family has universally accessible healthcare that they can count on. I'm in politics. So you don't have to sit there for 6 hours in a corridor with your mom. That's what it's about here. That's why we're in this fight.